Darwin's dagger keeps Liverpool top.
Ollie Watkins on fire, your defence is terrified.
World-class Foden sinks Man United.
You just make us proud. Can you do that? Can you put a performance in that we can say, you know what? At least that was the best we can do.
No!
Oh.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's what it is.
Look at that. The back off. Rashford not holding it up.
Foden again. He loves it.
An era can come to an end, and I'm looking forward to better than.
Dirty bastard, you've done it again!
It just kind of like it's a reminder of how we are. Rubbish, man. We got sacrificed.
Ain't good. It's as simple as that. We're not a good team. I don't think we literally had 3 shots all game. Like, that's the maximum output we can do.
Easy question. Man United finish higher than Arsenal. You are still going to be stressed. You are still.
Man United will finish first.
Great.
Can you just make us proud?
Good afternoon and welcome back to DR Sports for another edition of the Weekend Roundup Show. Great to see the boys here.
Slim pickings today.
Slim pickings. Yeah.
Where's everybody gone?
Well, I'm hearing Robbie's got the day off because they've got a game tonight.
Mad.
And I'm hearing Abby's in Manchester on other business. But we're here, right? The main three, really, when you actually look at the numbers.
Three Musketeers.
That's the right saying for us. Don't forget, by the way, if you are an audio listener, because we rarely show our audio listeners love, do we? But don't forget, this is now a podcast as well. You can listen to it on all the top audio platforms. Go back and listen to the FCM podcast, an unbelievable show from the boys last night. And you can listen to this as an audio podcast very shortly after we come off air. So make sure you're getting involved and showing some love on the audio platforms as well. Today you've got myself, AGT, hosting. We've got Matisse and Flex. How are we, boys?
Yeah, as you are, innit? It's fine. We're here.
The Mud Brothers.
Yeah, it's just we're here, mate. We're here. Yeah.
Monday mud session.
Long day.
About to commence.
It was almost mud session for you too.
Not really though, was it?
Would have been.
There at the end. Shout out to everyone who's been waiting for us.
Help along the way as usual.
A lot of people were saying, or they were guessing who it was that was late. It was Alex's training in the mud. It was Matisse stuck on the Lizzie line. It was actually Flex.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for that video, I'd say.
Which train messed you up today?
No. Yeah, I just traffic on the roads.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And the reason why my name wasn't mentioned in the potential lateness was because I'm not normally late. So they know. You know, they went to the main culprits.
Lateness is greatness. You know what I'm saying?
On entry, smash that like button for us. Still just amazing numbers off the bat there. 3,000 of you joining us. Let's get these likes up to 1,000 as soon as we can, because trust me, we're going to cook today as well. Couple of super chats. Shout out to Bilal, says DR late sport. Better late than never. Lateness is greatness, as Matisse says. SK, Casemiro and Bruno are so slow, man. Not a nice watch. And Flex, the audacity to call Amrabat the Moroccan Declan Rice during pre-season. Hold that, says Sack T.
Never called him that.
We'll find the clip, I'm sure.
Yeah, I need to see that. The Moroccan Declan Rice. When did I ever say that? But I was moving mad for Amrabat to come though, just twerking for him. But I never said that specific phrase.
You're like Ice Flex.
100%. I loved Amrabat in the world.
He was good in the World Cup.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was. Only one place to start, really, and that is at the Etihad. Yesterday, Manchester City 3-1 winners over Manchester United in the Manchester derby. Pep Guardiola came out after and hailed Phil Foden as the best player in the Premier League right now after his second half double ensured that City came from behind to beat United at the Etihad Stadium. Another kind of record was broken. It was the first time since 2014, that crazy Leicester game, that United have gone into half-time leading and have lost the game. It's 10 years. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
You remember that crazy game against Leicester? Di Maria
Yeah, Di Maria loved him, and then they're flipping disgracing
5-2,
cheats, flipping
5-3.
Raphael took down Vardy and it weren't even a pen and they gave it, and then it's refs in it.
Nice to see you've got over that. But
What about our time in 2016?
let's talk about the game then. And if you were watching on Thursday, you would have seen myself perfectly predict this game. I said 3-1 City, but United score first. Flex, we'll come to you first. I mean, can you be happy with that performance in the way that you were winning at half-time? You showed some fight in the first half, but the second half, it just absolutely fell apart. No fight. I mean, I watched your content from yesterday. You weren't happy.
Yeah, I weren't happy because obviously we lost. But in terms of like going mad and saying this team, this is what I mean, rare. What's the point? Like that was, and I don't mean talking about injuries and that. Leave that. That was the maximum that Man United could have done, which is the problem altogether. That's forget like, oh, so you're saying you expected Man United to go and play Man City off the park at the Etihad? And no, I didn't. But when you look at all the players that Man United have got and the manager and what's gone on, they're all not the people that are going to close the gap. That's the bigger problem. So in isolation yesterday, look, I was just screaming out before the game to say, don't go there and get moved to 4-5-6-0. And you may say, how the mighty have fallen. Oh, Man United.
How the mighty have fallen.
Like, there's
Man
those things have been said for 10 years. So it's like, it's not. What I find weird is when people find new ways to be surprised at Man United being shit. Like, we all know. We know where Man United are. So that whole sacrificial Sunday or Man United getting moved to by City should not be a surprise to anyone. But what my thing is that could we show a plan to execute a plan and change our formation and change the way of what we're doing to try and get a positive result? He did do that. He put Bruno in the false nine. He kept the wingers the same for balance, which ironically pissed me off because that's what he should have done against Fulham. It shows that you can be a bit flexible to keep some consistency. Marcus Rashford scores a wonder goal, which is what it was. Unbelievable strike.
Wow.
Rashford is a typical Rashford thing. After what the interview that he put out and the pressure that then comes with that, he had to give us something. And before the game, I said, Rashford rise.
Yeah.
Rashford rise. If you come out that strong, players tribune is no joke. It's a real thing. It is a heart-to-heart. It's not just a quick little tick the box for the Sky build-up for the little 5-minute interview. It's, I want a sit-down thing in a real room, tell all, everything I'm feeling. If you're going to do that before the Manchester derby, we need to see you. And it was typical Rashford, in it. Bang, what a goal, yes. Then, City just did what they do. They calmed down. Before half-time, we were like a boxer who'd got dropped in a 10-8 round, survived the count, but they're wobbling back to the corner. Like, they were applying pressure. But, Nana had some good saves. He was claiming crosses. He was punching things. Varane was blocking things. Dalot was blocking things. Everyone was doing their job. Like, you have to... everyone knows when you go City, you got to suffer. Yeah. Because they're going to keep coming and coming and coming. So you get in at 1-0. But again, we didn't have any gears to go up from that. And it was only going to end one way. And Phil Foden...
What a player.
That's just top draw player. And I'm not going to bring up the world-class thing against Saka thing. But for me, I've always said he's world-class. But like, it just levels.
18 goals for him in all comps this season now, which is his best return as a Man City player. Yeah. Matisse, the stats at the end of the game didn't read well for United. It was 26% possession, but City had 27 shots. Yeah. And we've seen the stats. I think it's only Sheffield United who have faced more shots in the Prem this season. Yeah. It was a game of two halves, but as we saw at the end of the game, Foden and Haaland just completely killed off any hope that United might have had going into that kind of last 15-10 minutes. Yeah,
it's always good to give Foden his props without bringing up Saka and vice versa for once. So that's what we're going to do. Like, Foden was just ridiculous second half. Like, the finishes, the first one, joke. He just said, Rashford, no problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can do this too. And it was a game of two halves, because I think Man United first half, like, that was the way that you go to the Etihad. They had a bit of a threat on the break. I thought Garnacho was pretty much anonymous this game. He really didn't pull his weight. He could have maybe come off instead of Rashford for Anthony. But even Rashford, after the goal, it was a great goal. He didn't really do much after that. And some of his misses, his miscontrols and his finishing in the other couple of chances in the first half could have put Man United in a better position, maybe 2-0 up, and he fluffed it. So, but you're right, Onana, incredible saves, incredible ball distribution, incredible catches as well from crosses. And Man United hang in there. But when you look at who's coming off the bench, when you look at the lack of outlets, in terms of counter-attack in the second half, Man City honestly play some incredible football. You just have to sit there in awe. The speed that they move the ball about, the precision, rotation, the underlapping runs from Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne. Then you got Foden and Doku holding the width. Just the way that they operate. Haaland didn't even have a sniff in the first half. I didn't see him once.
He had a classic Haaland game.
Classic Haaland game. Had a sniff.
Apart from,
he missed the sitter.
He missed the sitter. Yeah, exactly.
So if Darwin Núñez would have done that, he missed the absolute sitter. Then I didn't see him until Amrabat gave him the ball.
Yeah, literally.
But that's what he does.
He can afford to do that because look at the quality around him. Like the way that they move the ball around and manipulate it, it's insane. And they were always going to get their goals and they were always going to get back into it. Like the quality that they have, even bringing off the bench, Alvarez comes on. That was pretty much a full strength City team. Apart from Doku was anonymous. Pretty much he wasn't very good. Yeah. I think people have been too quick earlier on the season to just like put him on this pedestal and start doing comparisons.
He's a bottle of fizzy pop in, mate. He ain't it.
I ain't seen any griddies for a while.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, there's definitely some development to do on that side.
I was talking to my Fulham friend. But I was like, Traore's better than him. Traore's better than Doku.
Traore? No, don't do that.
Which one?
What, Adama?
Yeah.
No, let's not do this.
Adama Traore. Harry Wilson, bro.
Adama Traore's final third player is crazy as well.
Like, bottle of fizzy. He gets sold in a year and a half.
Right,
but just a typical City win against United. I think the way the game panned out was very predictable. But I can't really banter United too much because I didn't expect more from them what I saw. I didn't expect any more than that. Like second half, they didn't have any outlet. They didn't show any ambition to get forward. I don't know if they were tired of chasing shadows and whatnot. But that's how it goes.
You say that you didn't expect much more from United, but that is now City's 6th win in 7 against United, 11th Premier League defeat of the season now for United. Should we expect more?
More defeats
to change.
Should we expect more defeats?
Well, you tell me. What should we expect more of them? Is it more of the same, or are they gonna pull
top
the fingers
four,
out, try and make a top 4 run?
Top 4 was got. Top 4
gone after Fulham.
Listen, I said that way before this, because this weekend went exactly how I thought it would, which would be Villa would beat Luton, and then and look, people can argue right back the other way. It does change. Like 4 weeks ago or so, we were going to Villa Park saying if we beat them, it'll go down to 5. If you lose, it'll go to 11. And then 4 weeks later, it's now switched the other way. Yeah. They've got to play Spurs, then they've got to play City as well. So it can change very quickly. But Man United need Villa to lose 4 games. Basically, which is 12 points, and win those.
Yeah,
at
you
the
need
same
to go
time.
on a run. Yeah,
and it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. The injuries, everyone's got to deal with them, but Man United of all teams are not good enough, even with the first 11 fit.
Yeah,
at the best of times. So we definitely can't cope without Rasmus for a little bit, Martinez for more. Luke Shaw. You can't. You're just not going to. So the season will just peter out. There'll be a couple of wins here and there, some more losses here and there. Obviously the FA Cup game, you know what I mean? Liverpool. We got that's back-to-back home games against Liverpool. We've got 2 away games in between, but home, it's Liverpool twice.
Wow.
That's all we got in terms of trying to build.
The FA Cup game is massive.
Build something to be big and say, come on, give us a game. That's it, because that's in isolation. But in terms of putting a run together and being consistent, I just can't see it.
I'm going to throw some names out to you, and I want you to kind of tell me where the future lies for them. Some big name players. In the preview on Thursday, I said this is almost one of the last chances for the big names to really show how hungry they are. And again, play along at home. So basically, in or out for next season. Rashford.
Out.
Can I just say, I think his interview, very tone deaf. Very removed from reality. He didn't get it. No one's okay. People are questioning your commitment, not because you grew up here and you took this bus. We all got to struggle, but it's because of the performances and it's because of the off the field antics. If you don't get that, how that could contribute to people thinking that you've got a lack of commitment to Manchester United, I don't understand where you're going with this. How can you not get that? So I would agree with you. I think he should go. I think he needs a fresh start. Childhood dream needs to be over, in my opinion. I think it's best for both parties.
And it's sad because I don't want that to happen, but just looking at it, I've detached. Really, you shouldn't even ask me this. You should go, who's the players that you'd keep for the future? I swear to you, because I've had this. I've got 5. That's it.
So Bruno?
No.
Casemiro?
No.
Varane?
Not for the future. I love him. He's my favourite player, actually. But for the... nah.
Onana?
Yeah.
Got no choice on that.
I mean, that's pretty much your...
What do you mean?
No,
I say Varane should be there next season.
No.
Right.
Lindelof, no. Maguire, no. McTominay, no. Ericsson, no.
Anthony,
no. Dalot, yes. I'll keep him in the squad. I'll even bring in a better right back to maybe push, but yeah, he can stay.
I think that might be the only position you could maybe leave.
The only players that I'm investing the thing into say is Wan-Bissaka, no. Martinez, Rasmus Højlund, Kobbie Mainoo, Garnacho, but should be squad rotation.
Yeah.
And Onana. Is that it? That's the 5 that I'm saying, all right, cool, strip everything else, keep that 5 as a nucleus. Wow. And even some of them are bench.
Do you know what that sounds reminiscent of? That's Chelsea 12 months ago when we were like going through our names
even
and
Arsenal
thinking
maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, because that's where Man United have got to.
Now I warn you, don't do that all at once.
No, you can't. You can't. And then just go spend $1 billion. We can't do it all at once. But genuinely, and that was what my thing is like. Some people might say, what do you mean? So what? You want Eric to go and all that because they lost the City? No. What I'm saying is about all the players is that actually the bigger problem is that Manchester United's maximum output is this, and if you keep these crop of players that I've just
you'll never get better.
You'll never get better. You have to change it. So until that happens, we ain't gonna see nothing.
Couple super chats to jump into. Mark T says, I remembered how United fans said they would finish above Arsenal. Ha 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 ha, with a exclamation mark.
Would you have read it like that if it was a Liverpool?
Probably
not. No, probably.
Tanish says Cecil had more end product on Blood Brothers than Beetlejuice on the left wing for City. I'm guessing he's talking about Doku.
Mad. That is
Clara
wild.
Bitsy, here she is. Flex, do you agree with what Culture Cam said about the Manchester derby being as predictable and obvious as the Merseyside derby?
Yeah, not far off. I could not be because it's
numbers don't lie.
Ollie gave us a couple wins, mate. Big up Ollie. He's the one who put a couple of the numbers up because in recent years since they've had Pep, sacrificial.
Big up Ollie and Pogba.
Sacrificial Sundays.
Yeah, and Sanchez played in that game. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Cam's 100% right.
Ronnie Dodge says we was definitely missing Hoyland's hold-up play.
100%. Yeah, we can't afford. As I'm saying, we can't afford to not have it.
He's your only striker in the squad.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Next up for United, it's a home game, early kickoff against Everton on Saturday. Of course, we'll preview that in more depth on Thursday's show. But again, the fixtures are coming thick and fast for Manchester United, and there has to be some kind, or does there? But in their opinion, there has to be some kind of change here because it can't.
Eric Ten Hag will be gone to end season, I think.
Yeah, I think your season's. I think your season is.
Yeah, I think Ineos just would.
Fresh start.
Just a fresh start. It's not me trying to hound him out and say
it's the best time to have a fresh start.
Like, I'll be honest, I really want him to be able to stay and it change above him and get clear out. But I just think if you're new owners, you have a look, you go, okay, 11 points off top 4. I'm not going to say probably going to go out the FA Cup to Liverpool because I'm going to believe in that because I just have to. It's you and it's Liverpool.
It's me.
Yeah. But probably won't win the FA Cup. What else? No style.
You're gonna
like, change it.
You're gonna finish 5th or 6th, qualify for Europa League, and that's your season. Yeah.
So Ineos have got every right to sort of say, along with the players, as long as they don't sack the manager and these players get to stay, which would be doing the same thing.
No, they won't do
They'll
that.
just change it.
It'd be crazy to do that.
Looking forward to the old pre-season tour in Philadelphia, Arsenal, Man U and Liverpool.
Flex and KG.
South Carolina. Is it Philly?
And AGT will be there as well.
Yeah, JTG.
I'll be there to rattle the feathers. But listen, a massive win that for Man City, who stay 1 point behind Liverpool. But it's an 11th defeat of the season for Manchester United. And it's just the same old stuff now. But Flex has had his say, and it's probably time to move on. Right. Let's go to the City ground. Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 1.
I think it was Anfield, mate.
Well, you're gonna say that.
I think it was Anfield. It was basically a home game with all the things going to Liverpool's favour. Absolute disgrace.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got some facts to maybe deny that.
Some
but listen,
stats.
that win, I'll be honest. It's obviously the latest goal we've scored in the Premier League, 1945, I think it was. I had recorded a video whilst the game was still going on.
You should never do that.
It's 5 minutes in.
Never do that.
I'm trying to just get it out as quick as possible.
Really?
I assumed it was 0-0.
You did that? You started your
100%.
match reaction before?
To be fair though, I was in Somerset. I was on a train. It was in between. I had to do it there and then.
It's always a gamble. That
can't be doing.
It's always a risk. That now.
You have to wait for the final whistle.
I always have to.
So
you have to wait.
98 minutes. I'm like, they're going to blow up here. And then as I'm saying, Gakpo not good enough, not clinical today.
Did you still upload it that way? Because that's brilliant. If you
stopped
did
that.
No.
Pressed and looked at my other phone, 1-0, and did a madness. Recorded a new video.
No, you should have left it as it was.
Yes.
That would have been a sick match reaction.
What are you doing?
Yes, what are you doing?
Yeah, we need the true, authentic
The first 5 minutes is you saying, not good enough, get out of my club. Then you celebrate, and then you're like, fucking world class lads. Everybody's brilliant.
No, it is unbelievable. And,
no way.
Obviously, there was a few controversial moments. We'll get into those. But the report says that Liverpool win it in the last minute thanks to a Darwin Nunez header. 14 goals, 11 assists now for him across the season. And I just wanted to shout out Joe Gomez again. The versatility. I mean, games at right back this season 17, games at left back this season 14, games at centre back 4, which is his actual position,
Mad.
and games as DM 2, and I think we've lost 1 out of all of those games that he's played.
Good player, man.
What a player! You know, absolute. He's taken on the James Milner kind of role within the club of being the longest serving player. Still only 26, but joined us at the age of 18, I think, or 17. And rarely loses when he's in and around the team. So I wanted to shout out Joe Gomez. Obviously, a massive shout out as well to Alexis McAllister. Quality. I think massively under the radar how good he's been for Liverpool. His numbers speak for themselves. It's another assist for him. And I guess we can now talk about the controversial moments, which are obviously the time that the goal was scored. But I think there's detail to go into. I'm going to ask your opinions first, and then I'll give the stats after. So what did you think about that? And
well,
is that a title-winning performance?
Is it a title-winning performance? It's a title-winning result.
Yeah.
Obviously, the game was tight. You know what I mean? And Darwin came through clutch. And away from the controversy that we're going to talk about in 2 seconds, in terms of Liverpool, just
what do you can't believe?
Yeah, Liverpool though. They just.
Do you know what it remind me of?
We never die.
Remind me of Carlos Tevez at Ewood Park.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what it remind me
or
of.
Chicharito at Stoke.
At Stoke, yeah.
These are the games. Yeah. These are the games it reminds me of where I'm like, now, if it wasn't for City and Arsenal also being involved, like so close, and they weren't showing the same title credentials in terms of their performance, I say Liverpool. Liverpool are going to win this. But because the other teams are doing the same, it just tells me that Liverpool are going to go right to the wire.
Liverpool are doing it in that proper Jurgen Klopp way. Like Arsenal are, they're new to this like regularly competing stuff, which they're doing quite well, to be fair. City are just doing what City have always done. Yeah. And Liverpool, it's like they've all got their own styles of how to compete for this title. And that is what is kind of making it interesting. It's like Liverpool just, I tell you what, they're a bit frail. They give you chances. You can
got injuries. Clark's in there. Yeah.
You can get at Liverpool. They're not polished by any means.
No, you can't though.
But when it comes down to it, they just always find a way.
They are the official hold that team right now.
And they'll do it in like the most open wound with pour the most salt in it to just hurt whoever thinks they had a chance of getting a result in that game. Yeah. So respect to them for that. Look, it's not Jurgen Klopp's fault that is it Paul Tierney, innit?
Paul Tierney, who Klopp hates, by the way.
It's not his fault.
Has he got hair on his head?
No.
There you go.
No, but Liverpool lose 70% of the games Liverpool.
The rule never fails you. I'm telling you,
it's not their fault.
If there's not a hair follicle on their head, they are frauds. It's simple. I've always lived by this rule, and it serves me well.
The 70% of games that Liverpool have lost under Klopp has been from bold refs.
Yeah. No. That's the best stat he's read out all season. I'm telling you, it applies.
But that there though shows. Yeah. I mean, look, it's crazy.
So, but where do you want to start with the controversy? Because you've got two things, I would say: the time added on, and the ball restarting in Liverpool.
I didn't watch the whole game. So what should the time added on not have been 9 minutes?
So I'll give you the context. So why did they play more than the 8-minute stoppage time? Well, in the 93rd minute, not one but 2 Nottingham Forest players were booked for time wasting. Danilo and Morgan Gibbs-White. So that's a minute.
Okay, cool.
Right,
got no problem with that.
And then the actual time added on, I can give you a bit of a timeline. So it's 96:45. The ref gives Liverpool the ball back. That's another controversy which we're going to speak about after. 97.23. Forest get the ball and panic clear. 97:50. Forest fail to clear when they can. Forest have comfortable possession and lose it. And then Núñez scores 98:37. So I feel their
stats all coming from Liverpool Twitter accounts.
Well, you can blame the ref. Decision.
I just feel like because it's all to do with why Forest basically shouldn't be vexed. But at the end of the day, Liverpool should never have got that ball back.
Sure, but if you want to talk about that, then earlier in the match, Paul Tierney made the same mistake as the one that led to Liverpool's late winner. A player has gone down faking a head injury, and we've had to give the ball back to them. The rule is, and this is according to IFAB, the ball is dropped for the defending goalkeeper if the penalty area, when play was stopped, the ball was in the penalty area or the last touch of the ball was in the penalty area. I'll be totally honest. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a mistake.
It is.
But there was 1 minute 50 after that where Nottingham Forest have had ample chances to clear their lines and get rid of the ball.
But if they get the ball back in that position where they're supposed to, the rest of the sequences probably don't transpire the way they do.
It's almost 2 minutes and they've had opportunities to just boot it clear and they would have got yourself a point. Paul Tierney did the same against Liverpool in the first half. Forest player, as I said, faked a head injury and the ref gave the ball back to Forest. So we talk about consistency.
So he hasn't been consistent.
He's consistently wrong.
Yeah.
Because he made that mistake in the first half and then almost thought, well, I need to give them something back because I know that was a mistake. And again, it shouldn't have stood. I'm saying that now. It shouldn't have stood. But it's
well, you still got to go on and win the game. Like that's why I'm saying like it's not Liverpool's fault or it's not Jurgen Klopp's fault that happened. It's still 0-0 in them moments. Like you have to go and find the clutch winner. And Liverpool
fair play to Nunes.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the header because that kind of, it was a little chip. It was almost like a little sand wedge from Alexis McAllister. But to actually rise up, because he had to go back and to flick it on like that.
Generate a bit of power.
It's unbelievable. And his heading is something that's actually really impressed me, Darwin, recently. And as I said, 14 goals, 11 assists, the numbers that we were maybe expecting last season and again, we've still got 3 months left. They may be starting to become a little bit more understandable this season over last season. But again, I have to say, Endo again was fantastic when he came on. Joe Gomez obviously started in the 6th. But I don't know how we find a way to do it, but we still do.
It's so annoying.
It comes from
But you have to respect it. It does. And also like...
Have you seen City's last 4 games?
Gods, bro. Who is it? Them.
Nice fixtures. Last 4 games, lovely stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Wolves, Fulham, West Ham, stuff.
Who?
Man City.
Arsenal rise. Arsenal rise. Arsenal got Man United second to last game of the season.
But you know City are always the best at winning the title on the last day.
Yeah.
You both know that.
Yeah.
So you can put this hard work in, but there could be if you want like a salt in the wound.
Yeah.
There could still be one.
But you do have to respect Liverpool. Liverpool are they're in it. They're in it. They're more than in it. Like it's like this is going to go down to the wire, and Liverpool are them mentality monsters. It don't matter what adversity they got going on, as much as it pisses me off. It doesn't matter what adversity they have going on. It doesn't matter who's injured. It doesn't matter what fixture congestion. It doesn't matter if Klopp's come out and said the game's too early or whatever it is. They just win football matches. Which is even more annoying because it's like, bro, you always moan about all these things. You win anyway, so shut up. Stop moaning. You deal with it, so just leave it.
Next Sunday, though. Liverpool versus Man City. Sorry, this Sunday.
Yeah.
Liverpool versus Man City.
At Anfield.
Anfield.
All right, so we look forward
Anfield.
to that.
Anfield.
Is this, and again, just before we jump into this debate, smash
then.
that like button, right? Just shy of 7,000 of you in the house, and we're not on 1,000 likes yet. So let's get to 2K likes before the end of the show. If you haven't done it, do it. But this question is coming to you boys now, and again, answer at home. Is this the best title race ever?
Too soon to say, because we're in March. Because if someone falls off, then no.
Because this was around about the time, or maybe Arsenal was still top at this point last year. It was April, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got to see those.
Got to see the championship rounds.
Yeah, we got to see that game next weekend. You know, we got to see some of those big hitters, those fixtures between each other, and then we're gonna see what this is really about now. Liverpool, if Liverpool beat City next weekend, just imagine the confidence that's going to give them.
What would that mean? What would that mean if you beat them?
That would mean AJT would say we're favourites.
Oh yeah, it would.
He must.
And how many points ahead would you be?
He
4
must.
if you beat them.
4, yeah. So we're
played the same games.
Yeah, so we've played the same games now. We're currently both on 19 wins apiece, 62 points for them, 63 points. If we win at 66, they stay on 62.
And Liverpool ain't losing a lot of games, you know.
And at Anfield, we just don't lose.
You don't lose.
Erling Haaland, Van Dijk.
Van Dijk's lost 1 game in the Premier League at Anfield in his whole career for Liverpool. Draw. It could be. It probably will be a draw.
I want like
the best
a 4-3
result for all parties.
Classic.
For who?
I don't care.
Oh,
I just want a classic. I want a Premier League classic.
Oh man, that is a game. Is that Super Sunday?
Always super.
3:45 kickoff.
What?
We will be there.
3:45.
Yeah.
Police, innit?
Apparently those 45 minutes are going to help with people drinking and whatnot. So massively looking forward to that. I cannot wait for that game. Have we still got the Højlund and Nunes bet? Is that still on?
Well, my guys are injured. Every time he tries to get going, do you know what I mean? I'll keep it going to the end of the season. No point. Can't just.
And Turkish, Gabi Jesus scoring more than Nunes. I remember that bet on AFTV Superfan debate as well.
Injured though, man. It's an invalid bet.
Not my fault.
I did not place any bets.
Is that my fault? Well, I've been doing realistic bets this season and not like last year. And I was this time last year, Alex, pay that 10k. Do you remember?
Yeah, he was
Belgium,
under pressure.
yeah.
He was under pressure. He was under pressure.
Yeah. So
10K is a wild bet as well.
Wild bet.
Why did you ever do that? When you had no intention of ever paying 10K?
Before the season even started, so I was chatting wild. But anyway, the 10K is still in my bank account, so don't worry about that. Yeah, hold that.
Long day.
Man like Belgium. Right, let's talk about Everton 1, West Ham 3. I was with some family members on Saturday who are all big West Ham fans. They couldn't believe it. I mean, Beto. Misses the pen, misses an absolute sitter, scores a goal.
He scored though.
Scores the goal, telling the fans I love you, smacking the badge and all that good stuff. But West Ham, I have to say, that second half performance, incredible.
But bro, this is the thing. 2 games ago,
Moyes out.
it was after the Arsenal 6-0 past the pad. Yeah. This is Moyes got to go. He's the worst thing ever. The football, don't tell us nothing. And when you push back a little bit and say, look, I kind of get what you're saying, you want to see better and that. But like, I don't know, man. You can't really ask for much better. Then you give him a couple more games. Then he slaps up Brentford. Then
He's
slaps
nasty.
up Everton away. And you're like,
nasty.
the guy's keeping going. Like, where West Ham now?
7th, 2 points behind Man U.
What do you want? What do you want?
I love it.
Exactly.
What do you want?
I love this.
Right? You're so right, because you know what? My brother's a West Ham fan, yeah. And obviously they just won. I said, so hang on, are you Moyes in and Moyes out? You're Moyes out, mate.
Yeah, because they want to be wrong and strong now.
Yeah.
Like, you got Emerson slapping it top bins, Jarrod Bowen taking the ball home against Brentford, signing it hat-trick settings. Then you got Souček scoring rockets.
I've said it before.
Then they will lose another
Alvarez.
game. Who they got next? I don't know, but who they got next? West Ham
Let's have a look. West Ham's next fixture is Burnley
at home.
at home, and then it's Freiburg away.
Mate, then they'll probably...
And then it's
And
Villa
look how good
at
he's been
home
in
again.
Europe. And look how good he's been in Europe. The best thing West Ham can do
They
is
could
just
end up having a great season.
leave David alone until the end of the season.
Just let him
and
go
let
at the
him
end.
end it on mutual terms,
Yeah.
show a bit of respect. I keep saying it. He's won you a trophy. He does very well in Europe both times. And he's got you in a good position in the league. I get your frustration.
Matisse,
I get your
the two
frustration.
back-to-back relegation battles, it wasn't it? Even though they've done well in Europe. But they'd had relegation
I think it's just
battles.
one.
Was it
Just
one
one. Yeah, just
relegation
one.
battle?
The season before,
that was the Jesse Lingard one.
Yeah, Jesse Lingard.
Right. So, really, it's not like you've been in a relegation battle, excuse me, all season.
No.
Yes, some of the football at times in certain games hasn't been good, but other times you've mashed up some teams. You're saying Kudus is a star boy, look how wicked he is. Bowen, oh my God, wicked, look how lucky we are to pack a top.
End of the season.
What do you want?
Alvarez sensational.
Alvarez been brilliant. Like,
Souček scored 10 goals this season.
It's not a Claudio
doing his thing.
Ranieri situation. He's won the title, right? Unsackable, but he's got you now in a relegation scrap.
Yeah.
You kind of have to do it,
Yeah.
right? You're in a good position. It might not be perfect.
yeah,
It's
just part ways at the end
just
of the
part
season.
ways.
And even that, careful what you wish for, because the new guy,
of course.
fair enough, if he plays good football, but is he going to finish higher than 6th? Tell me that right now.
Probably not, but we'll
so
see.
don't-
Whoever it is, our West Ham next season, and I know the transfer window hasn't happened yet, he might play a bit better football, but will he finish higher than 6th or 7th? And a West Ham fans' argument could be, no, but where we finish in 6th or 7th, we want to see it look different.
Do you know what I want? I want him to win the Europa League.
100%.
If he wins it,
Back-to-back European trophies.
Europa League.
they're in it.
Liverpool are in it.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, brother, but you might rest.
And Leverkusen.
You might rest.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh
no, bruv.
my
Can you imagine?
Milan.
Can you imagine?
Statue.
Knockout football, anything can happen. It would be crazy if it happened.
Statue. Name
about
one of the
Nicky
stands.
Hawkins.
Name one of the
Do you know
stands after David Moyes. if that
Nicky
happens.
Hawkins called me Saturday morning and said, where are you? I said, I'm in London. He said, I was hoping to have a drink with you. I'm going to the game. I said, how are you feeling? Negative, mate. We're going to get back. Called him after.
Oh dear.
Moyes in t-shirts getting printed. But 2 weeks ago, there was a Moyes out banner in the stands, right, at Forrest. Now, 2 weeks later, he's being reluctantly forced into a bit of dad dancing by his players, dragging him over to celebrate in front of the
Oh, is
away
it?
fans.
To push it because the players are trying to say, listen, man,
he's
lay
with
off
us.
him. Yeah.
I mean, he did look a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah,
he
he's
didn't
not- that's
want to
not a
rub it
Moyes
in.
thing.
He was at Everton for 11 years, goes back and beats them.
True.
I forgot about that.
But you know, he did have a lot of respect for Everton in his post game thoughts as well. So it's a massive win.
Yeah, Everton
for
is
West Ham.
Moyes.
That's his club.
That's his club.
That is his club. But,
imagine they win it in the most shithousery way as well.
Oh,
Souček header last minute against a Leverkusen who bopped it about.
I'm here for that. Anything that makes Liverpool not win Europa League, I'm here for. West Ham rise.
Well, why don't you go?
You're just a hater for Liverpool? Yes, I am. I'm called a Manchester United fan.
Are you going to stop us from winning the FA Cup? Like you couldn't stop Man City?
Well, that's the task.
Oh dear,
that's the task. Yeah,
but will you do it?
It's now not the preview for that, mate. We're doing a weekend roundup.
See daisies.
You'll see what I've got to say in lead up to that game after the national break.
Oh, the previews on our channels are going to be fire for them 2 games. Jesus,
I need that.
Right. Finally got to 1,000 likes. Shout out to you. Let's get to 2,000 ASAP.
Imagine they rest all their players and still beat you.
Unbelievable.
Clark.
Look how stressed
Clark
he is already.
McConnell. Dan.
Hoyland, please.
And guess what, bro? That game was on Paddy's Day. Oh, yeah, the day for anyway.
Celebration.
Bear Guinness.
Bear Guinness, happy run. Fulham 3, Brighton 0. I'll be honest with you, on the preview for this game on Thursday, not one of us, and Robbie and Abby, predicted a Fulham win.
And I'm annoyed as well.
At home. 3-0 winners. And again, it takes them a little bit closer to Brighton. They're only 4 points behind Brighton now. And let me give a special shout out to a man like Harry Wilson. Right? So underrated. The wand of a left foot that he has got is incredible. I'm not going to lie to you. Do you remember that free kick he scored for Derby at Old Trafford?
Yeah, top bins.
Brilliant.
Mate, that's one of the best free kicks I've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
Right? So he gets his 2 goals. But a big shout out to Muniz as well, who I thought
he's solid. He's better than Jimenez.
Better than Jimenez, right?
Jimenez / Mitrovic man of being a target man, but playing in the wide players like Willian and Harry Wilson and the rest of them. Do you know what? Shout out to Fulham because, again, no one really gave him a chance for this game. But now, Jack Collins is texting me saying the Whites are pushing for Europe. Is that a stretch? 35 points they've got in 12th, but the European places are only 40 points at the minute as things stand.
Be tough for them, but listen, if you go away and win at Old Trafford for the first time in 21 years, then you slap, the De Zerbi hype.
Great week.
Fantastic week.
I've ruled up my team out, so I'm going to rule them out too. The noisy neighbours will be playing 1 game a week, along with myself.
Along with yourself.
Anything about Brighton? What was it? Just a bad performance?
Just happens, isn't it? That can happen.
What, just free like that?
It can
so they held
happen.
4 against Luton.
Zerbi did come out after and said some of his players were struggling with fatigue after they lost to Wolves in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
They lost to Wolves as well, so they went out of the FA Cup as well.
7 changes to the 11. Pascal Gross dropped to the bench, but when he came on, he was the reason why they conceded that 3rd goal. Adama Traore, by the way, 1st goal for Fulham. Are we seeing something of a rebirth from him, or is it just?
No, he'll just be what he is.
That's what he is.
And that's no disrespect.
2
but
goals a year. And that's
he's not a prolific goal scorer. Never has. Even though he played so many games at Wolves in their heyday when they came up, and he was like unplayable. He didn't get that much goals. He's just such a handful in the games. He just can't.
He should play NFL.
Yeah,
he should.
Quarterback.
Or Here's a couple of worrying stats if you're a Brighton fan. Evan Ferguson, no goal in 19, boys. Do we need to talk about that?
No one's talking about him.
Everyone said he's 100 million.
Everybody was quick to value him at 100 million, 120 million. Yeah. Needs to move to Manchester United, needs to move to Chelsea right away. And I said, you know what? No. Yeah. Let him sit there, work his way into the team, keep developing, stay there for 5 years, stay there until you're 22, 23, minimum.
Yeah, because he's good.
Yeah, he's got attributes, but it's people go too far. People go way too far, man. People are saying he's going to be the next Ibrahimovic or Rooney, and
it was Kane, wasn't it?
Kane, because he's an all-rounder. And I was like, has he put in over 10 goals in a Premier League season yet? No,
not last season.
Last season was his breakthrough,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he's so young.
But it just reminds you that the hype is always like right up here. Everybody's talking, and then this season I've not heard a single word, not one. This is the 2nd game in a 5-match run during 16 days for Brighton. Do not forget 2 fixtures against Roma coming up. And De Zerbi will need his players to kind of brush this result to one side and look to avoid slipping into a rut. I mean, are we at that stage with Brighton where we say you just don't know what you're going to get with them? Because it was almost clockwork last year, the way they were putting these big performances in. But you look at the team that played, it's pretty much the team that have got them kind of all these headlines in the first place. You look at the Pascal Grosses, the Adingras, Estupinian, Lallana's still there, Lamptey and Ciso, Dunk. These guys were all on fire last season. No Caicedo, no McAllister though. And that's the engine room. That's the place where they can make their square build up play and pop it into pockets, and people are like, wow, this is incredible, this is Brighton. And when you take out those two players, key players, you know, they went for a reason. Replacing them is very difficult. And then on top of that, they've got European football, which they didn't have last year as well. So more games. And they've had a lot of injuries. In Ciso, we've not seen him. He was looking like a really good player towards the back end as well. So it's not really. This is what happens when you're a club that, you know, find great talents, develop players, sell them. You can't keep that. Southampton, we've seen it with them. Like you can't keep that going. So there's gonna have to be some, you know, maybe serious investment in there to keep them in these positions.
And they haven't completely lost it. It's
no,
not
they haven't.
It's
they're
not
still
like
in
now
there.
they've gone from doing what they're doing, and
they're still in there.
They've got Europe, they've gone down to 17.
All their staff.
Wow.
Is it Matisse's fault?
Yeah, well, but they're still competing. Look, as much as I do the De Zerbi thing and the little jokes and that, like they're still. You know what I mean, they come top of their group in Europe. I think
15 shots. They had more shots than
Fulham.
Fulham.
They usually do the most teams. So, I mean, they play
target.
the same way. They're very, you know, stubborn in that De Zerbi way of playing. It don't matter if we concede a goal or concede another. I don't care. Keep going. If we concede the third, keep playing the same. That's just what they do. They're an image of their manager and the work of Potter that's been done before, and an image of Tony Bloom and the people who make the decisions at Brighton of how they want their team to play post Chris Hughton. So I don't necessarily knock them for that, but like Matisse said, they're just gonna find it hard to keep going. But then they always find the next. You know, Buonanotte has been really good. João Pedro's been a bit of a revelation. He's a quality player.
Season,
you know, they got Fatty, and then he got injured because he's done all right. Then he got injured for a long. They've had a lot of injuries as well. So I will give them their props, but it's true. It's hard to keep doing it.
We have to remember where Brighton have come from.
Yeah,
they're not a massive club. Do you know what I mean? They don't spend a lot of money.
Dropped out the Football League in that famous game. Mate.
They don't spend a lot of money. So like, there's only so much. There's a cap. There's a
They're still operating
limitation.
at maximum capacity.
They're exactly. They can't get any.
The course is
any higher than this, and it's either like they're doing a Leicester. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're in top 4, all these things, and they just haven't spent the money to expect or demand that. Do you know what I mean? Like they're doing very well.
Let's move on to another West London, or two West London teams. It was Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. It was Axel Disasi scoring that late header to rescue a point for Chelsea at Brentford in the Premier League. Great finish from Johan Wissa, that kind of sensational acrobatic volley to put Brentford 2-1 in front. You were doing the watch.
That's what he was doing to his back, brother. After he,
he
was like,
twist up.
Yeah, lovely.
Twist up.
Little overhead kick there.
Rock up in there.
So talk to me about this. I mean, there were periods in the game where Chelsea did have the chances. They were on top.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a weird one because you could say on one hand Chelsea were lucky to come away with the draw, but then on another hand you may be unlucky to only come away with 1 point on the balance of the game. 17 shots and 6 on target, which overshadowed Brentford.
Yeah, this is the complete opposite to Brighton. This is a team that overpay for players, try and rob another club's entire infrastructure, don't have a clear style of play, have spent a whole heap of money, and they have nothing to show for it. I mean, you go to Brentford, we haven't beaten them the last 4. Our record against them is appalling.
That's crazy.
Shocking. And we concede the goals in exactly the way that we would have warned about prior game. Everybody knows Brentford. They're bread and butter. Scrambled and eggs. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be crosses. It's going to be free kicks. It's going to be long throws. It's going to be physical. It's going to be 2 strikers. You're going to have to, you're going to have to hold that. And we did. We did. The defense was a shambles, and the finishing on the other side of the pitch was even crazier at times. Cole Palmer, Jackson. So for me, I'm numb. I don't want to say I'm numb to this because I was absolutely fuming on my watch along. I'm calm now, but this is Chelsea. This is our season. We're not going anywhere in the league. This is the position we're roundabout going to be. Whether it's 9th, whether it's 11th, it's the same thing to me. I don't see the prize monies. I don't care. The FA Cup is all we've got, and it's a shame that Chelsea can, in the first half, have a bit of possession, look like they're in some sort of control, not create a bag of chances, but okay, if your midfield is leggy, which is Pochettino keeps saying it after the 120 minutes against Liverpool, after the game against in the game in midweek, then this game as well. Okay, it's leggy, keep the ball, probably slow the tempo down. That's going to help people get through the game. But I don't want to get. I can't feel sympathy. I can't join this pity party for Chelsea. You have Andre Santos, who you loaned in January to Strasbourg, who's on the bench for Patrick Vieira, doesn't play. You didn't keep him. Lavia and Okachuku were injured. You had midfield depth there. He didn't play at Nottingham Forest. You sent him out. You don't have a striker. Jackson's your only striker. Then Nkuku's injured again. How predictable. You loan out Broja. He doesn't play for Fulham. You have weakened yourself in the January transfer market. I said 100%. It after the window was closed. You let
you read it out like that.
You let Maatsen go to Dortmund, who's scored there on the weekend. You're playing now a left wing back in Chilwell, who's not playing very well. He's not much of a leader. Oh, look, who could have played there? Maatsen. You weakened yourself in the January transfer window. You brought in no one.
In the foot.
Yeah, you shot yourself in the foot.
But was that because of, again, FFP? Because again, they've overspent. They need to trim it even further because they didn't want to bring no one in with that money.
When you don't get any loan fee from Fulham for Broja, when you don't get anything from Maatsen,
just getting the wages.
It's not even wages. They don't earn much. You're just doing it just to develop them, but they're not developing. They're not playing. But your squad is suffering, and this is why I hate the multi-club model. I don't like it. I've always said each club should be individualistic to their own community, their own foundership, their own club. That's their club. One owner, one club. Man City have gone down a different route. It's working well for them. But on my watch along, I said, why are you trying to focus on the branches when the tree trunk is snapped?
Yeah, the roots are not there.
The club that you're in charge of is appalling. It's in a tatters. And you're loaning out players here, left, right, and centre that you've paid money for. Washington is in the under-21s after signing from Santos. He doesn't even get onto the bench. But you've only got one striker. I don't feel sorry for you. This is not a pity party. You spent the money you spent. You spent about 100 million of it on players that they're not even at the club. That's your business. Hold that. You have to. Like, what do you want me to say?
Own manager to hold
we don't have enough. If this was anybody else, right, and I was looking at it from an outside perspective, which is what I'm doing right now, how dare a club that spent this amount of money on this midfield talk about midfield depth? How dare you? Like, what?
And that's what people say. That's what people say. With the money that Chelsea spent in that short amount of time, they shouldn't be lacking in anything, regardless of any injuries.
It's mad. It's mad to me.
It was his 52nd birthday on Saturday. Did you celebrate?
I didn't know. I honestly didn't even know.
Wish him happy birthday. Didn't sing happy birthday.
I didn't. I didn't
Before
know.
the stream.
I saw about 11 o'clock that it was his birthday, but you know.
What, at night after? After you drew.
I'm not sending it now. It's too late.
It's a bit late now.
He's only got an hour left of his birthday anyway.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, 11 of the 17 shots in the match from Chelsea failed to find the target. Cole Palmer guilty of missing a massive opportunity, which he sent wide of the goal. A Chelsea fan was seen
that was a big miss.
Holding up a damning sign at full time. And get on this, don't know if you saw it. The sign said, "I don't want your shirt. I want you to fight for ours."
Oh, that's
line.
Nice.
Good line.
I like that.
I guarantee if Cole Palmer took a shirt off though and went to give it to him, he would have taken it.
He would have taken it.
Guarantee.
Do you know what?
Sold it on eBay.
Maybe, but they didn't. And I think that's a very
that's one of the best signs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What a sign.
Good message.
I like that.
I want your shirt. Fight for us.
That's a video title.
I like that.
There you go. Emergency meeting.
That's a thumbnail if I've ever seen one for you. Just copy and paste it. Use the same one.
Bit long though.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it is what it is. We drew against Brentford. No one's surprised. We didn't
Chelsea
sharpen the
remain
second
in
half.
11th, 36 points. He always jokes about getting to 40 points.
I said this last year.
You'll get to
People
40
think
points.
it's a joke.
Listen, you'll get to 40 points.
Still waiting for 40 points.
But what I'm saying is, Matisse, where did you finish last year? 12?
I don't know.
12.
I don't remember.
12, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
100%?
I tried to forget.
Do you think like Chelsea will just finish there or thereabouts again?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
the same. It'll be the same, innit? 11th, 12th,
Next
like
year,
10th.
same again.
I don't know.
And if that happens, is that sackable offence?
Yes.
Right.
More than you can't believe.
Yeah.
More than you can't
Even in
believe.
his first
12th
season.
to
I don't
11th,
care.
That's
I do not care. Flex, I can't sit here as a Chelsea fan at the start of the season making my predictions and say, do you know what? We're not in Europe. We've got a big squad. There's talent there.
Game a week.
One game a week, you've got to be in Europe. Like, you must. So then if I say you must, you must. You're not in Europe. You must be sacked. Now, it's just not. It's not just him. It's not just him. I think there's other people that should be unemployed after this season too. But he's one of them. You can't. He's making some excuses.
And the Tottenham tax ain't gonna last.
I never cared about that. But it's now gonna come into. It's now gonna come into play. Not for me, but for others, it's gonna come into play. When you're making these sorts of it. Listen, I know that people need time. I want stability, but there's got to be a cut-off point. You can't finish 11th and 12th behind, like Brighton, like Newcastle, West Ham, who have got their own context. When Chelsea fans talk about, and I've done this earlier in the season when it was like, it wasn't over for me in the league, context. Do you think Wolves don't have context when Neto's injured? Do you think West Ham don't have context when Paqueta's injured?
And they're playing Europa League.
Do you not think Newcastle have context when Tonali, their record signing, is out for the whole season? Everybody's got context.
Yeah. So what's your
So
excuse?
what now? What now?
I agree.
Liverpool had Clark and Gomez in midfield. That's their context.
And bare use.
They brought on PL2 players in extra time. That's their context. It's still won.
Oh look, Abby's involved. Shout out to Miss Summers. Sends in.
Is that a super She hasn't learned.
There's
Someone's done that for her.
No, there's no way this is. She's not put any money behind that. But she says, you laughed at me for saying they'd finished 9th. They will be lucky if they do.
I'm saying she hasn't even put that comment in herself. I think she's gone to someone. So I need to send a message in. How do you do it? Type that in.
I think she's not on the show, so I don't want to hear it today. That's what I think. Yeah. If you're not here, shut it. You know what I mean?
It's fair enough. It's fair enough. It is fair enough. Speaking of Newcastle, it was a great win for them on Saturday. Newcastle 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. It was Isaac, Gordon, and Livramento with the finishes. 15th goal of the season now for Alex Isaac. I think apart from the injuries, and again, Wilson's been injured as well. It's so mad because if those two stay fit, I'm pretty sure they get 20 each in all comps. They are clinical. But not great from Wolves. The kind of run of 6 wins from 9 league games had lifted Wolves above Newcastle before this game. But O'Neill will be disappointed with his team's defending, especially for the first 2 goals for sure. And also Sarr and Neto were forced off with it through injury at half time as well. So Dan Bentley and Ireland international Fraser had to come on instead. Anthony Gordon, man of the match. Obviously, he got the second goal. It's almost. Newcastle find themselves in 8th, right? They're 2 points behind West Ham, which would get them that European place. What's the best that Newcastle could maybe hope to achieve from here on in till the end of the season?
Europa League?
And being realistic as well. Do you think that's there for them?
How far are they behind Villa?
I would say Conference League.
They
How many points are behind Man United?
15 points behind Villa.
Yeah, so top 4's gone.
So they could maybe get a Conference League in 7th. 6th is 44 points, where you are.
They're on 40.
We're not good. How many points they got?
40.
Yeah, it's a shoot. Yeah. They can easily get top 4. Europa League,
which would be insane, considering they were about 10th.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago.
But when you're 10th, if you put a little bit of run together, you'll move away from.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
You don't put.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Stay 10th.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? How quick life can change.
Yeah, if you just won 4 on a bounce. Yeah, you could get out.
Just fix your ship.
Yeah,
you can be in 100%. Decent positions.
And that's why you got to respect Newcastle. They can battle it out for Europa League with Man United, definitely.
Wow, how the mighty have fallen. The victory was Eddie Howe's 100th in the top flight as a manager. And as I said, Wolves, after a really good season, I'm not going to lie, some of the results they've pulled out, and some of the refereeing decisions that have gone against them, I still think Wolves, don't look at this game in any kind of negative way. Very hard place to go to, and them injuries have really halted their progression as well. So, yeah, big win that for Newcastle. Another late big win was Tottenham 3, Crystal Palace 1. Eze, unbelievable free kick in the 59th minute. And at that point, you're thinking,
can't be there next year.
Palace are going to win this.
They do it as well, Spurs. They find this late goals, come back. Not all the time. Not as much, but they've got it in them as well, where they get these goals in flurries. They did it against Brentford. Brentford went 1-0 up, then come out after half time, flurry, go.
Sheffield United, they did it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They just have these flurries of goals. Did it against you as well. So, yeah, they find a way. It's annoying, but they do. Fair play to them. Because in all these games, there's no easy games in the Prem, man. There ain't, apart from maybe Sheffield United. There's
and Burnley.
There's no easy games in the Prem. So shout out to them. They keep finding a way. And what he has shown me, although he's only got one way of playing and did this, that, and the other, when it gets into half time, he can change things and gets a reaction out of his team, and then they play different.
But it's better to have one way of playing than no way of playing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And he gets a reaction out of his team that you got to respect that, because doing the same thing, doing the things that he wanted them to do in the first half that they wasn't doing. Yeah. Whatever he says at half time,
come out stronger.
They come out stronger.
That means the team talk is working. The motivation is there.
The way he's coming across to them.
Second half FC.
Yeah.
Like for me, season one way of playing. Whatever it must be to get results, pragmatism, or you're trying to show your template and your style and get it across and say, listen, this player Dyer, he can't do it, out you go. And people can justify that because they can see what the plan is. Second season, you get your funds, you get your money, you get your players in. You might get a second way, a backup plan, or you might just improve the first way and make it even more unstoppable. That's the kind of trajectory fans want to see. If you This is why I wasn't getting onto Tottenham too much in their bad form. They had their injuries, but they also, you know how they play. So because you know how they play, you know what the plan is, and you know that these profiles coming in, that he didn't buy. He's just making do with what he's got. They can't do what he needs them to do. So okay, cool. We're gonna let them go through this patch, and then when their players start to come back, they're gonna start to show what they showed at the start of the season, and that's why they're in the position they're in. So I think with them, it's just about getting the right players in. I think the attacking positions, I know Brennan Johnson, Werner, they got involved, but for me the script is still the same. Like, they can definitely improve on that. If they had an Eze and an Elise in that team, if they got those players in there,
be perfect.
It'd be insane.
On the FCM podcast last night said, "Bring me Eze to the lane," and it was his amazing free kick. I'm not going to lie, it was a beautiful goal in the 59th minute that sent shockwaves through Tottenham. But in 13 minutes, they scored 10 goals. Sorry, 10 goals? Scored 3 goals. Not that good. Werner scoring his first goal in the Premier League since against Arsenal for Chelsea in April 2022.
Timo time.
Any thoughts?
Finally.
Turbo Timo!
3 minutes later, Ramiro scored, and then Sonny on the 88th minute. 2 assists for Brennan Johnson and 1 for Madders.
Yeah.
3-1 winning.
That Maddison assist was good.
Yeah, Timo will back in Germany.
Still 5 points, game in hand, but still 5 points behind Aston Villa.
Go on, Villa.
And Villa are really kind of leading that race.
We want the Champions League winners back in the Champions League, yeah? Get them in there. Get that heritage back in the Champions League, man. I want to see what they can do in that competition. I've seen enough of Tottenham.
Decent start for Oliver Glasner as Palace manager. Obviously got that big win against Burnley last week. And again, was winning the game until 13 minutes to go. Do we think Palace fans are happy with the start of the new manager bounce?
Yeah, it's only 3 games, isn't it? I mean, the Everton game as well, they competed well and then conceded late, or not late, but conceded and got the 1-1. I think early signs are okay. Like, I think again they'll be like, we need to get to summer. A lot of these guys just nowhere near what we want to do. But
the Will Hugheses, the Edouards, the Joel Wards, Mateta.
You know what I mean? Even
there's
Edouards.
There's an overhaul there.
Mateta.
Yeah, exactly. Look, now they got a new manager towards the end of the season. Like, as long as they just stay up, that's when you judge that manager.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They'll be alright.
They'll be fine. I think they'll
have to contend with trying to hold on to Eze and Elise, though.
Yeah, or just get as much money as you can from them and rebuild.
But I think Elise's got a release clause, so unless that is really high, which it should be,
it'll be higher now.
Then I think they're going to lose.
Sign that new contract.
I think they're going to lose them.
Speaking of Tottenham and who they're chasing, it was Aston Villa who get another 3 points, this time away at Luton. We all know how difficult it is to go there. Luca Dean scoring his 6th Premier League goal, the first one from outside of the box. It was the header at the back post, which again topped off another incredible away performance from Ollie Watkins, but Aston Villa in general. Listen,
Luton,
they did
got
get
it back to 2-2.
Do you know what they remind me of?
Morris, within 6 minutes, they'd thrown that lead away.
Do you know what Luton remind me of? And they don't play the same way. Actually, they play the complete opposite.
Let me guess.
Blackpool.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to root for them.
Charlie Adam.
Yeah, they have these...
DJ Campbell.
Yeah. The moments that they're giving.
Varney.
The fight that they're showing. I root for them, man. Because when they came in... With the stadium wasn't even done. They couldn't even play their first home game. I said they got no chance. I gave Burnley more of a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Them and Sheffield United, I had.
And they're the only ones out there who come up and got a chance of staying up.
Yeah, Burnley on like minus 35 goal difference. Sheffield United like minus 44. Done and buried.
Luton scored the same goals as Man United.
Yeah. Luton
37.
minus 17. Wow. They're in. You know what I mean? They're in there.
Yeah. Check the table right now. They've scored 37 goals the same as Man United.
Yeah. They're still in the relegation zone, and they might not get out. It might just last day, might not come together, the pressure, I don't know. But I really commend them, man.
They've been -2, bro.
They've been good.
Yeah.
They've been really good. And do you know what they've done? They've said to all the championship teams, you don't have to come up here and do the tiki-taka.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a Pep. You know what I mean? What company is basically Pep's 2.0, right? I couldn't think of the word. Like, you can come up here, it's physicality, and it's direct, and you can do it just how it's always been done.
Do the Sean Dyche thing of how we made Burnley come up and then stay there for ages.
Yeah, you can do it.
Basically what Rob
got to say, Doughty, he's got some left.
He's good, isn't it?
He can really
Doughty is I remember what he did to us, man. His delivery is mad.
It's brilliant. And Morris obviously got that equaliser. I'm getting like Troy Deeney vibes. off him a little bit.
Yeah, Watford fans won't
trying
like
to
you
keep
saying
them
that.
up.
A Luton player
Maybe not.
reminding you of Troy. They won't
Maybe
like you
not.
saying
I know
that.
they're rivals and that, but
yeah,
Troy,
like,
Troy
just,
with the glasses or without the glasses?
definitely
say-
not Troy as a manager. That's for sure.
yeah, he's talismanic, isn't it? He's like, you know, especially when Adebayo got injured.
Yeah.
You need him to come in and when they've played sometimes 2 up as well, or sometimes he come in from the left, depending on what formation they're playing. Carlton Morris is found a way, man.
But
so,
Ollie Watkins, now we must have a serious talk about this kid because it's the best return from him in the Premier League so far. On Match of the Day last night, Alan Shearer said he's having the season of his life.
Yeah.
It's almost as if every chance that he gets, or if you see him running through on goal, you kind of just know he's going to score. And it's the variety of goals as well. It's the header. Then I think he had another chance to get the hat-trick, but it was the really cool finesse finish, which went to VAR, was given. I mean, I think he will go to the Euros, but how far up the pecking order is he now?
Well,
second.
He's second, yeah.
Second.
Yeah,
It's
he has to be
simple as
second.
that. I mean, whoever second striker is when Harry Kane's there means you
don't play.
Still not
You
gonna
come
play
off the
anyway.
bench, make an impact.
Yeah, at most.
At most,
because
yeah.
Harry Kane's just probably going to play 90 minutes every game, especially if it gets late in the tournament, unless we've got through the groups and it's easy and there's a game to spare. But he's having an incredible season and he's an incredible player. He's a really, really good player, man. He's quick. The runs that he makes, he's selfless. He's got double figures assists. Ollie Watkins has.
Yeah.
He's showing that he can be a complete striker. He's got good hold up play. Defenders don't want to see him because he can run in behind, but he can also come short and hold the ball up and be strong. He's good in the air. He makes good decisions. He's a team player. He's everything you want your striker to be. Yeah. Obviously, with where he's been at in his career and getting to this level of performance, it's now, can he be a season in, season out striker of a 15, 20 goal man? 20 goal is what, if you're a striker and you want to say, I'm the man.
I'm the guy.
You want to be a 20 goal striker.
Yeah.
Can he be that for Villa? With the way they play, with what Unai Emery is building and the chances they create? Yes. Yes, he can. So this is his first season of having an exceptional season. Can he he signed a new deal, I think last year.
Yeah.
Can he back it up? Can he keep going? And he's got the right manager, he's got the right club, he's got the right fan base, he's got the right owners who've got the ambition to keep building upon Villa. He's got everything he needs. And Villa fans, if I was a Villa fan, I'll be over the moon with what Unai Emery has built, because you've got Leon Bailey now coming to the party and he's arrived, he signed a new deal.
Diaby.
You've got
Diaby's
Diaby,
51 million, he sits on the bench.
who doesn't even play anymore.
Still having
Torres,
a good season though.
Yeah. But to be fair, he started off brilliant.
I think he's flattened out to kind of just kind of season. Meh.
And then Leon Bailey took the mantelpiece.
Yeah,
Zaniolo's come in and done okay when he needs. Douglas Luiz is a linchpin. You got Jacob Ramsey come back off.
We haven't even seen Buendia this season.
Buendia's been out. John McGinn's excellent.
What more can you ask for?
But
Kamara.
let me ask you this question, because this is
Tillemans
a question.
has come in and done good on a free.
Yeah.
Was it free?
That's true.
It was a free, ran out of
Do you know what I
contract.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's
they make some smart purchases. Kamara was on a free from Marseille as well.
Crazy.
Really smart purchases.
Really, really astute business. And then when they do choose to spend a bit more, it's reaping.
Let me ask you this question. Pretend you're Ollie Watkins, right? Arsenal come knocking on the door in the summer. What do you do? It's a good question,
Ollie Watkins
right?
is gone.
I think if it's Arsenal,
everything you just said there, build.
So he's an Arsenal.
Actually, no, not definitely.
I think apparently he's an Arsenal supporter, right?
He is.
Yeah.
He's come out and said that.
Look, if you're Watkins,
So is Ivan Toney, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or
if you're Watkins, you go to Arsenal, right? Because I remember when Vardy
So
didn't.
take away
I
everything
remember when
Flex and you have just said.
I didn't
No,
say
because
that.
that's true though.
So first of all, I didn't say that.
True.
I remember when Vardy got the opportunity to go and he didn't
said
go.
no, yeah.
Right. There's certain clubs, and it pains me to say this, but that position is yours at Arsenal. Jesus is injured now
could
quite a
almost
bit.
walk into that position.
You're basically walking in, and Nketiah better than him, and you're going to score more goals than him. Let's not even have the conversation. You're going into a team that are now Champions League on a regular basis now. They're in the title fight again, back to back. They play good football. They create chances. It makes sense. Villa, if you don't go and somebody else does, like a Luiz, suddenly now it's you might fall off, and then you might get lost in that. But hopefully he doesn't get that offer and he stays there, because if they make Champions League, why would you wouldn't want to go anywhere. I'd want to see Watkins in the Champions League with Villa.
But these are the things for your career that is really hard. If you're doing so good at a club like Villa, who are fantastic, right?
Yeah.
They've got the makings to get into the top four. They're going to get in the top four. They're going to be in the Champions League. But it's when you're a player and this is your career, and Watkins is like in his prime now. What's he like? 27?
Yeah. It's not time to waste.
So like this is when the big clubs come in. It's going to be big money as well. So if they want Watkins, it's got to be 70 plus.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. He signed a new deal, and he's invaluable to Villa. They're going to charge big P's. Arsenal might slap it down. And if Mikel Arteta, along with the Declan Rices and the Sakas and the Martinellis and the Salibas and the thing and all what Arsenal are building, challenging for the league, come in, offer you a 4 or 5 year deal.
You got to take it. Because if Villa now next season with Champions League, they struggle and they might finish 7th.
London club, you know what I mean?
Now you've missed the boat. So
I think you'd find it difficult to turn down. But you never know, it's all about personal. You might say, listen, my family's happy, I've got everything I need, I want to repay the faith, and that's the gamble that you have to take. You know what I mean?
We had another game yesterday, Burnley 0, Bournemouth 2. Justin Kluivert going under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing all right,
Having
isn't he?
a good season.
Yeah, he's doing all right,
Scored
man.
yesterday.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He had a slow start.
He did.
When he came over to the Premier League, and it's like, and when he was at Roma as well, I think.
Yeah, he was on Roma. Yeah.
Everyone, when you got the name Kluivert, it's
a long day.
Eyes are on, mate. We need to see like what. I know you can't be like your dad, but I want to see how much like your dad you are.
Yeah,
like you just can't. You know
give us 50%.
Anything, because if you're 50%, you're gonna have a good career.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because your dad was world class. So
yeah.
But he's taken a while to find his feet. But he's starting to do well. Anton Semenyo as well. He's been good. He's a good player. And Bournemouth, tell you what, man. They started off quite badly without Gary O'Neill, and you're thinking, why did you sack him?
Yeah.
Do this. Now it's like.
But then Gary O'Neill's still doing well. Everybody's eating. Everybody's eating.
And Solanke's had a really good season as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
They were proactive though. Palace weren't, and I think those two clubs there have reaped the benefits of making the change that suited them when they done it, instead of just kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, Areola, I thought, has definitely turned the kind of general consensus of him around.
Yeah, he has.
There was big shouts for him to get sacked. Let's talk about that. I mean, in November, everyone was saying he's the next to go, but the patience that they've showed is paying off. It was Semenyo who kind of killed off the game on the 88th minute as well. Currently in 13th place, Bournemouth.
That's very respectable for Bournemouth. Very respectable.
Ahead of Crystal Palace. But Burnley, I mean, just no soul, just no fight, just no cohesion.
Yeah,
and you can see small pockets of games where Trafford's basically playing as a centre-back and they're knocking it around, they beat the press, they get a little round of applause, but then they'll just concede.
Yeah, it's not... Listen...
Two clean sheets in 27
It's all hype,
games,
and this is the thing. You can talk about having a good idea. They've got, like you said, 2 clean sheets in God knows how many games. 27 games. And we've played 27 games, isn't it? That's it. Yeah. So in the whole season, they've got 2 clean sheets. They're losing 35. Games left, right, and centre. Minus 35 goal difference. Are they rock bottom of the league with Sheffield United?
Sheffield United.
But
same
along
points,
with them,
though.
Same points. Same points as Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then Luton are 20 points. Everton 25.
I think they're 11 points off getting out. This is like the best analogy I could use for this for Burnley is they've done the theory test. They've passed with flying marks. And as soon as they do the practical, they're just smashing into every single car, every single tree, every single lamppost. Yeah, that's what it is. Like it's not practical what you're doing. Nah. You don't have the quality to do what you want to do.
But I think you said it on the show last year. If they go down, they might as well just keep coming.
Well, it's too late to sack him anyway. Yeah,
and they'll come back up.
They're not escaping.
They'll come back up. Like just like the 3 teams that went down this year. They're smashing it, and it's been like the strongest championship for a long time.
Yeah, they have to just leave.
Burnley will be one of the top teams in the championship as they currently are.
They have to leave.
Because that's what they are. They're a championship team.
It's too late now. They have to just come back stronger next year. But
it's not good if you are a Burnley fan right now, and if you are, let us know how you're feeling. There is one more game of this game week to play. That is Sheffield United versus Arsenal tonight at Bramall Lane.
Mauling Monday.
This is Monday morning. I'm not even watching this.
When we said that on Thursday, Robbie went, "No, it's not always like." But
he says that all the time. He said it after they beat 6-0
West Ham. They went to Burnley next.
Yeah, mate.
This is gonna be
5-0.
This is gonna be a battering.
I think at least 4-0.
Yeah, minimum.
Because Arsenal, they've seen Liverpool and City.
Yeah.
You know, they've made their mark and they've said, "Listen, your turn to talk now."
If Arsenal don't win this game, they don't deserve to be in the title race.
For me, I can't even
pick up full 3 points.
Yeah, but they will.
Agree,
but they will. I'm not even trying to jinx.
No, they will.
They are going to win this game.
Easy. Like,
They are going to win this game.
Easy. Like,
even on set pieces alone, they could win this game. Forget all of the fancy football and the playing through the lines and Saka and Martinelli. On set pieces alone, I'm telling you, this team are tapped, bro. Like, every time a corner comes in from Declan Rice, it's just Gabriel's big forehead just said boom, and it's in. And it's so repetitive, it's boring at this point. They got Ben White on the keeper. You know what's going to happen. Sheffield United are not dealing with this.
No.
Nah, man.
4-0 minimum, and they'll win 5-0.
Same? Should we all just give the same?
5.
The score is whatever
5-0,
Arsenal would like to make it. If it's 3-0, it's because they decided they don't want to make it 5. If it's 5, it's because they were deciding to be disrespectful. It's just, that's all it is.
But if Sheffield United turn up and get a result, they won't. But if they won't. Seriously, they won't. But if they do, we will be there.
Oh, we will be there.
But they won't. No. But I'm mad now, I'm joking. Let's jump into the super chats before we round off the show. AGT, I think the Prem are rigging it for LFC to win, says Aminor. Yadvendra says Liverpool fans are told to get on with it after the obvious wrong decision against Spurs, but now rival fans are milking the Forest game controversy. We will live rent-free in their heads. I love it. Shout out to you, my friend. Rudy says, you need to have some southern barbecue, Alex. What does that mean? Why? Why do I need that? Why? It's just random. Fair play, though. I'm hungry. I am hungry. Yadvendra says, Flex should stick to engagement and impressions baiting like Twitter troll accounts because he is incapable of giving an unbiased and pure footballing opinion. I disagree, if I'm honest.
I literally just said all the reasons why Liverpool deserve their props.
I disagree.
Picked up Spurs. I said Arsenal going to win 5-0. I said Foden's world class.
Just because it's a super chat, we have to read it out. Doesn't mean I agree.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Come on, man. Give him some,
I don't know what more
some
you want me to
peace.
say.
Kid Kieran says, got to give a super chat for Matisse's Tevez at Ewood Park reference. Painful time as a Chelsea fan. Shout out to you. Gurge says, Forest fans with poverty chants all game, they can hold that. Do you know what? Yes, you can hold that. If you're singing sign on, get a job, and the unemployment rate is bigger in Nottingham than Liverpool, singing God Save the Queen and all that, hold it, yeah? Tegan's dad, hold it. Yeah, you sausage. Stage 1 says, AGT, the last time Gomez was in form like this, Liverpool won the league, as Flex rolls his eyes off camera.
Good for them.
Jishin says City and Liverpool will draw at Anfield and Arsenal will go into the international break top of the league.
That could happen.
That could happen. GP says, AGT, who do you prefer to win the Premier League if Liverpool can't? It's Arsenal. Unfortunately, it is Arsenal. India spent 47 million to land on the moon. Chelsea have spent 1 billion, says 89 Sonny. We know that. Predict the top 3 at the end of March.
Once you land on the moon, that's it, isn't it? You're not going to go back. We play football every week, don't we? Yeah. I get to see this money every week.
An absolutely mental comparison.
I get to see this money every week underperform. You saw it once. Take a picture, it'll last long.
And it was money well spent because you got there and you did it. You took the picture.
Okay, you got there, now what now?
Home. Yeah, exactly.
What now?
You'd say you've done it, mate. Not
so
many
what?
people have been. You're in an elite class.
You want to go to the moon?
Nah. Nah, too risky. I'm not on that. Nah. I would like to in theory. I'm too much of a...
Look how many Man United games you're going to miss if you go to the moon. You know how long it will take you to get there?
He's not going to the moon. Like, that's not a thing that could happen. Flex will not be going to the moon.
I'm on it to not watch some of this football.
Yeah, literally. Actually, you might want to at the end of the season. Ibby says, predict the top 3 at the end of March. I'm guessing that's after the international break.
I'll go with that one. I'll go with Arsenal. Arsenal will be top because you lot draw.
Right.
And if you draw, you still stay above City.
Yeah.
So City third, Liverpool second, Arsenal first.
All right. Hold tight, tap out, Tobes. Sends in a super chat. Tap in, Tobes. Hello, Flex. Hope you're having a great day.
I am.
And then he's put a clown emoji and said, AGT, you will hold soon. Keyword, soon. I ain't been holding.
Are you playing them soon or something?
In April at Anfield, so you will hold something soon as well. Pause. Matisse, speak soon, he says as well.
Speak to me for what?
Any rebuttal for that?
Speak for me for what? Speak for what? Why? Why will you be speaking to me?
Tobi always has the most to say when his team always do nothing, though.
No, to be fair, I go on the Big Six and just say Tobes, hold that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Tobes. He's my guy.
Oh, he's wicked.
I always just he's always angry.
I love reading his
something.
tweets. He's
He's
always
fuming
vexed
about
about things.
something, bro.
I think he did it about a film the other day.
Yeah.
Like he was just vexed. Like
Toby's
No weights in the gym. Hold it, bro.
always
Toby's one of the few people you can actually feel his emotion through his tweets. Like, I can hear him in his tweets.
He'll be in a room on his own and have an argument with himself about something super trivial.
He's always vexed. I'm like,
always holding it.
bruh, man,
He's
you
living
wanna
life on
chill
the
out
edge.
with it.
Hold that.
Big up Toby, man. What a guy, man.
Ultimate hold that merchant. Push Parga says, I have a question for the entire panel. Which of the top 3 teams will benefit the most and which one will be adversely affected from the international break? Depends how many injuries.
Arsenal will benefit the most because they go Dubai again and do that thing what they do, just reset.
Do you think they'll go
A lot
again?
of their players will be
Do you think they'll go back to Dubai again?
though, right?
Oh yeah, this is international break.
Yeah, not winter.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Go and play your games. but you can't be
But it might be the
squeezing in
Romanian
another
squad. The
Dubai
Romanian
as
squad,
well.
he still might go Dubai.
This is where Jesus is fit again and then goes to Brazil.
Yeah.
Gets injured again.
Imagine that.
Jesus Christ.
Who would? I don't know. Like,
All depends on
It just
Well, Liverpool
depends,
need
man.
it.
Who
Depends
suffers.
on the result of
Yeah.
the City game as well.
you need a bit of a break because
We
them
need-
players obviously won't go Euros because they're not Euros. International break
We've
because
got some massive games before that break. I can't even think about the break because
Yeah,
we've got
it's too
Sparta
early.
Prague twice. Yeah,
That's
Light
light work.
Alright,
Light work.
It's not like that. Top of the Czech league. Have some respect. We've also got United as the last game before the
Who
break.
else is in the Czech
no,
league?
that's after, innit?
Can I
No,
ask him this?
17th of March we've got you.
Ask him this. Who else is in?
Yeah, look.
Who
His
else-
eyes
No,
have
there's
just
a big gap. No,
turned
because it's not. We play Everton. It's international break, and then it's like 2 weeks off.
Name
17th to the 30th. is the
Alex.
break.
Name 3 other teams in the Czech league.
Slavia Prague.
Yep. I knew you was going to say that, so that's why I said
Sparta
3.
Prague.
Yep.
Steaua
Not just
Bucharest.
Prague teams. Any other team?
Romanian.
That's Romania.
Oh,
Wrong.
Um,
Outside of Prague, any other teams?
Now, you know
Why
what,
are you
we've got to
shaking?
move on because the super chats are coming in thick and fast. Dragon M. It's a good question though, Matisse.
It is, isn't
Matisse,
it?
repent for saying Poch is better than Emery. Do you repent? Oh, so he's not denying that he said it.
Everybody could have a bad season. Emery's had a bad season before, I'm sure, in his career. So I'm going to leave
right.
Poch. Well, but let's see what Poch does after Chelsea, because
Let's
Chelsea's
see.
done. Let's
We
just
will
leave
be
him
there.
alone. Maybe if he goes to another team where maybe fits him more, he might actually do a good job again. You never know.
You never know.
Never know.
Isaiah says, is there a better side than Arsenal on form right now? Don't know. Yeovil, top of the National League South, 11 points clear. Ozzy says,
Leverkusen,
will we
unbeaten.
preview the Champions
Leverkusen,
League games?
invincible.
No. Flex, who do you take as United manager? I feel we should avoid unproven hipsters and also failures at Bayern and PSG. Quickly, what do you reckon?
Because
Who
I
should
do
you
like
take?
Nagelsmann, you know.
Nagelsmann, there
I
you
do
go.
like Nagelsmann, but
Yadvendra says, Flex, you said Van Dijk is overrated. Hold that, you know it.
yeah, he is overrated.
Mate, he's the best player, best defender in the league this season. Flex, don't forget Arsenal will travel to the Etihad before March ends, says Clara Bitsy. And Matthew says, are Flex and Matisse scared of Liverpool if Alonso comes in? And what do they think happens to Liverpool? Fall off or successful
I'm
new
more
era?
scared of my own club than anybody else right now.
I ain't got
so.
time to worry about.
I ain't got time to worry about
I just
nobody.
hope, obviously, when Klopp goes, you just can't emulate what he does.
That's
and
what you're
just
hoping.
fall off, yeah.
Key word again,
Hopefully.
hope.
Absolutely.
And just before we end it, we've got Champions League action in Europe this week. Bayern Munich versus Lazio. Can Kane help Bayern to get into the next round and keep his hopes
Better
alive
start
of
helping
a
them do
trophy?
something. Right now, he's just getting
yeah,
personal
exactly.
accolades. Another golden boot.
Man City, Copenhagen on Wednesday, and on Thursday it's Sparta, Prague, Liverpool, Roma, Brighton, Freiburg, West Ham, and Ajax, Aston Villa.
Look at that.
Great game. And of course, just before we go, massive drama in La Liga this weekend as Jude Bellingham gets his first red card as a Real Madrid player, as the referee blew the whistle as the ball had been crossed into the box. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I
Have
saw
you
it,
seen
yeah.
It's an absolute farce.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse.
But once the
that or
time
Luis
goes,
Diaz.
once the time goes, are you supposed to just play over the time? Why is he?
No,
why
but
is
the
everyone
key
going in
thing
on him for
is-
blowing the whistle
the
part
key
like
thing
when the
is
time's
blow
up?
the whistle before the cross goes in.
But then that's
There's
why?
If you watch the clip, there's chances where he could have blown the whistle.
Yeah, he
goes
went
like
to,
that,
and then he doesn't.
the cross comes in. They
But did
score,
he actually
and
blow
then he
it?
blows the
Did he
whistle.
blow it? Did he blow it before the time? Before the time was up? He didn't,
no.
did he? So why?
But you can understand, right?
I can
That cross
understand,
that
but I
comes
also
in-
think I just want
the
to know
cross
what.
shouldn't come in.
No,
The-
but I'm
the
just
game
saying
should
what's
be finished.
No, but why? What I mean is that I just want to know what the actual rules in the IFAB thing or whatever, because it's like if the time is the time, yeah. So when you get to like the watch is going off because the time, then you just blow the whistle, innit? If the ball happens to be in the air at that time.
I think there is a bit of human allowance there between.
I think if you're still creating a chance, you should let that chance finish. Personally,
but then
for the good of the game.
Yeah, but then
for the good of the game. It's almost like playing
for the good of what they hold up on the board, bro. It has to be the 4 minutes.
So you tell me, right? If Man United are about to take a shot in the penalty area and the whistle
you better
blows,
take it before that.
Didn't it happen with Bruno?
That was because the foul happened before the time.
For me,
the time it happened before the time. What do you mean? The foul happened before the time elapsed of the game finishing.
Why am I getting so?
So that's right. So you blow the whistle.
Why am I?
No, Bruno there was a penalty that happened way before the time of the end of the game. And then where they wait because they don't know what's happened. Then the game ended. Well, then that happened before the time, so that's fine.
For me,
that's exactly what should happen.
For me, the game should end when the game is like at a peaceful point.
So then, what's the point? Then we may as well not even have.
We have it as an indicator.
It's minimum 5 minutes added.
There can be still going on. There can still be gone.
They add more for if you add on if you time wasting and shit in the added on time. I'm going to add on more.
For me, as soon as the
goal celebration,
I agree
in that
with
time.
you,
as soon as the ball
to blow the whistle as the ball's in the air.
That's crazy for me. For me, as soon this is how it's always been. By the way, we're not rewriting the rules. As soon as the ball is out of a dangerous situation where there is no chance to be created,
can I ask you a question?
Game over.
Can I ask you a question? Who's the game against?
Valencia.
So if the ball had gone in after the time, do you think Valencia within their rights to say you've played longer than the time?
No. It's the fact that he's allowed play to carry on, and then as the ball's in the air, where he knows this could end in a goal, he's blown the whistle.
So say he allows the play to go on, which is going to add more time, and it goes in. Then Valencia are going to say you've played 30 seconds longer than the thing.
No.
So what's the point in holding up the thing?
When you scored that goal, Michael Owen against Man City at Old Trafford,
was well over the time.
Was that not over the time?
Yeah, I actually can't remember.
Pretty sure. But again, that's the game.
Just don't let the end to finish this off is just don't let the cross happen. Blow the whistle before the cross comes in, and everyone's a winner. But no one is a winner because it was a draw. Anyway, listen, we're just slightly under 2,000 likes, so make sure just before you go, we need 200 more. Do that for us. We've got some great content coming up this week. Don't forget, if you're an audio listener, go back and I was going to say go back and listen to the FCM podcast, a really good debate on there last night. And then of course go and follow us on your audio platforms and give us a 5-star rating as well. What have we got coming up in the week? We have myself going out to Prague. Shout out to TNT Sports. We're doing a vlog for DR Sports. And then, of course, this weekend, we've got the big one, don't we? We've got the AJ versus Francis Ngannou fight on Friday night. Fight night on
the man
DR
that was
Sports.
robbed of a win against Tyson.
100%.
Absolutely, he was. But can AJ kind of show us what he's about recently? We haven't seen much.
Show us that an actual boxer should beat someone who's not an actual boxer.
Throw a punch.
Yeah.
Land a punch.
I think AJ will be right.
And then on Sunday, we are going to be reacting to that massive game, the biggest game in the Premier League, in my opinion, Liverpool versus Manchester City. But listen, thank you so much for joining us from wherever in the world that you've joined us. We really appreciate it. And yeah, shout out to you. Make sure you smash that like button. We'll see you next time. Matisse, Flex,
Big up.
Shout out to you,
Pleasure.
boys.
Big up.
And hopefully Robbie and Abby are back for the next one. We'll see you soon. Take care.